Hello everyone. Yesterday, I finished my ranking up session with a Mardu Reanimator, and the deck just performed so beautifully in the ladder. And since I got back to numbers after some rank decay, now I got some free time to mess around with other decks. So if you haven't checked out the Mardu Reanimator deck, you should, because I think in best out of 1, the deck is kind of busted. I made a bunch of videos on it, even exploring Esper Reanimator, which is also good. So check them out if you haven't. But today, I'm looking to explore Enchantress present deck, which has been looming around for a few months now, ever since the Jumpstart Historic Horizon hit. With the introduction of Tithis, Harvest Hand, we got Sterling Grove, and Sanctum Weaver. These are all powerful cards, but people haven't really discovered the right configuration, and Jeskai deck was so oppressive that these obscure decks never really did have the breathing room to be explored. But after the memory lapse banning, Jeskai has fallen below 50% win rate in tournaments and stuff, and people are starting to try out these sweet new cards. So let's get started. So let's look at the card choices first. First of all, we got Tithis and Enchantress's Presence. These cards here are our main engine for the deck. We play these to basically go through our deck. Tithis and Enchantress's Presence both say whenever you cast an enchantment spell, draw a card, except Tithis on the other hand gives you 1 life every time on cast. What's really insane is that Tithis herself is an enchantment, so if you draw multiple copies of her, even though this is a legendary, you can still cast it to draw a card. Next, let's look at some more broken stuff here. Sterling Grove. This card is kind of busted. 2-mana enchantment that gives other enchantment you control have Shroud. Shroud is basically like hexproof, but you yourself also cannot target the enchantments you control as well. Basically, any player or permanent cannot be the target of a spell or ability. If this set hexproof though, oh my god, it would be so broken because we could have planeswalkers like Calyx. Can you just imagine playing Calyx in this deck? You do like -3, picking a creature under hexproof enchantments. Dear god. But unfortunately, it's a Shroud keyword, which means we cannot use Calyx. And that is the main reason why we don't play him. But essentially, this card makes even our creatures untargetable because every creature in the deck happens to be an enchantment creatures. Pretty broken, right? And that's not even the end of it. You can pay 1 to sacrifice Sterling Grove to fetch an enchantment you want at any given time, the top of your library. So if you play this card correctly, you essentially can have any answer for any given situation. Then we got another new card here, Sanctum Weaver, which again, pretty broken. 2-mana Mana Door Cure that can generate mana depending on how many enchantments you control. So the creature itself is an enchantment, so at the worst, on turn 2 if you play this, it will generate 1 mana. But let's say on your next turn, you play a land, you play 2-mana enchantment, then Sanctum Weaver can generate 2 mana, and with an open mana you can play a 3-mana enchantment along with the 2-mana enchantment you just played. So with just a single 1 mana dork, you just play 5 mana worth of stuff on turn 3. Absolutely insane. So what makes this a prison? The next 2 cards basically create the prison effect, which can basically prevent you from taking damage. And these 2 cards are Solemnity and 9 Lives. 9 Lives says it prevents damage that would be taken and put an incarnation counter on itself. But if you get 9 or more counters on 9 Lives, you essentially lose the game. But if you play Solemnity here, which says enchantments you have cannot get counters, then 9 Lives cannot get counters for you to lose the game ever. And it will prevent you from taking damage forever. However, it's not foolproof. There are still ways for you to lose, and that's if you lose life. Losing life doesn't mean you took damage. So something like Cauldron Familiar or Bolus Citadel will still make you lose life. Other means of beating this prison is Bonecrusher Giant and Questing Beast. They both essentially say damage cannot be prevented this turn, so you need to watch out for those cards if you're playing against green or red. So here's where Gideon's intervention comes in. When you play this card, you can choose a card name, and they cannot cast a card of the chosen name. So against Bonecrusher Giants, you want to name Stomp, and against Questing Beast, just name Questing Beast. This will make the prison that you want against those creature decks. So how do we win? Although this is a prison deck, it actually has a pretty strong win condition. We actually have 2 different win conditions here, but most of the times you will win with Destiny Spinner. Because Destiny Spinner can make lands into a creature with trample, and its attack power becomes equal to how many enchantments you control. So mid-game, if you animate your land into a creature, you'll probably be attacking for like something like 10 plus damage with trample. And still not convinced? Well, Destiny Spinner can activate this ability multiple times, meaning you could be looking at 3 or 4 lands swinging at you for 30 to 40 damage in a single turn. And compared to that, the other win con is kinda boring. We have Sigil of Empty Throne here that generates 4/4 Angel every time you cast an enchantment. We play a single copy here because we want to be able to beat board wipe centric decks, because the other win condition is a creature, which is a Destiny Spinner, which also requires Sanctum Weaver to function because Sanctum Weaver does generate a lot of mana. So if they play a lot of board wipes, then we do have to play Sigil of the Empty Throne. And finally, game plan. How do we want to play this deck? We first want to look for either Destiny Spinner, Sythis, Enchantress Presence, Wolf Willow Haven, or Sterling Grove in our opening hand. Preferably, we want draw engines with Sterling Grove, so such as Sythis, Enchantress's Prison. So once we have our draw engine going, we want to start looking for Sanctum Weaver so we can generate so much mana so that we can cycle our decks so fast. And once we find our win condition, Destiny Spinner, we can tap our Sanctum Weaver for green mana, generating enough mana to pump into the Destiny Spinner so that we can basically animate a bunch of lands for a single blow to our opponent, dealing lethal damage. So it does sound pretty easy, but I mean, obviously your opponent will be putting up a fight, so that's why we play cards like Sterling Grove to make our enchantments have Shroud so that their removal spells become useless. And then we play a bunch of removals here that are enchantments along the way to slow their game plan. And we also play 9 lives here so that we can prevent them from dealing damage to us. And eventually we can play Solemnity so that they cannot win through normal means, basically. Ultimately, they fall into a prison where they can't really play any cards to deal any damage to us to win the game. And we basically take over from there. Okay. Oof, let's wrap this up. I think this has been actually the longest intro I've done. I guess there were a lot of things to talk about this time because most of these cards were never played before in any other decks. But anyways, if you like this video so far, be sure to leave a comment and a like, and if you haven't subscribed, I'd really appreciate if you did. Okay, let's jump into a game so you can see how the deck performs. Can I keep this? This is actually a counter to whatever we're doing with 9 lives, because 9 lives can't prevent the life loss. Just not good. And they got witches, double witches oven with cat starting hand, which is not ideal. How do I win this? I just need to like, I guess I need to get Sithis so I can heal. That's the only way. I gotta play 9 lives next turn though. No, I can't. I need to play Enchantress Presence. This sucks though. Such a fast start from them. Like, I can beat every creature deck with this hand, but not this. I mean, I might be able to beat it. Who knows? If I get Sithis, we might have a chance. We might have a chance. We need a land here. Thank you. We are getting hit for 2 a turn, but we should be still good. We should be good for now. Okay, so here I play this. Next turn I'm gonna search this. Or I just get this. Might be able to actually win this. We might be able to actually win this. Because we have Destiny Spinner. We need to find a Sanctum Weaver. For like a surprise attack. Sanctum Weaver is something that we do need. Something that we're desperately searching for. Oh my god. Stop! That's enough! How are you so lucky? 13 cards and you find 3 oven? There's just no way. There it is. Another one. Fantastic. The next turn, we'll try to go for lethal damage. Discard. So, if I play Destiny Spinner, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So these tap for 8, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Okay, I have 19 mana next turn. So I can Destiny Spinner 4 times? So that's 32 damage. The trample. Is that enough? They're at 29. Not quite right. Because they can heal. It's quite the problem, actually. Quite the problem. Oh no, they're gonna win. Please. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. What are they doing? They're doing it now? 9, 10, 11. But it says if they witches open once, that's 30, 31, 32. I should win, right? Not crazy? $18. I'm not crazy, right? What's 9 actually? I 100% win then. Ooh, that was close. Like the sand. I think I'm just gonna ramp here. Earth Elemental. Nice. Wait, what are you trying to do? You're trying to use all my white source? Wow. I can't believe how greedy my deck is. Okay, so... That's a pretty... Wow. I'm gonna fetch Enchantress here. Well, actually... Double green... Oh no! I messed up. Oops. Okay, I'm just doing everything wrong. I am just doing everything wrong. Don't mind me, I'm just dying here. Might be dead. I'm not dead yet. They probably play like Bone Crusher Giant, right? So that's pretty bad. What do we need next? Like Enchantress presence? I'm gonna go for Enchantress presence. Because we need to like oh, but if I give them... No, I can't actually. You know what? I just get what I want. I just get what I want. Whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control, you may draw a card. It's kind of sweet. I actually can't... I need to be careful here. Oh, that needs to go. That needs to go.
Be wary of the ground you walk on.
My opponent can't believe it. My opponent can't believe how much top deck I'm doing here. My opponent simply cannot believe what is unfolding. Okay. Maybe my opponent can believe. Where my enchantments at? I just drew like 4 lands.
Find a way.
Okay, that's a card. What does it say? If it's your main phase, there's another common phase. Okay. Okay. I think I should be able to win in a few turns now. So I'm gonna grab... Vanishing Light. I'm so bad. We'll get rid of the Morog. Okay, so I should be able to win next turn. Right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. So I have the 18 mana. I can reanimate 4 times.
Behold, nature's true power.
Right? Hopefully I'm not wrong here. 1, 2, 3. There we go. Deck is sweet. I don't know. Would you keep this? No card draw engine. But we have Sanctum Weaver. Vanishing Light is kind of sick too. Oh, I think we have a loss here. It's a spirit deck. Spirit deck. Okay. One, two, three. I could play just 9 lives here, which is probably safe. Probably. I don't know yet. This is hitting me for 4. Maybe I shouldn't have done it. 1, 2, 3. It's kind of a problem actually. I messed up somewhere along the line. Looks like they have a counter spell. That's not good. I can't actually pay for this if they have a counter spell. I think I might have lost. Yeah, I think I might have lost. Four. One, two, three, four. Oh my god, I simply cannot find Sterling Grove. I actually cannot find Sterling Grove. I cannot believe this. Damn. Should have played this first. Okay, they chose not to play Brazen Borrower, so that's kind of cool. Ooh. I somehow survived this. So I block Faceless Haven with Scythus. Block the 3 creatures with my angels. If they happen to have a bounce spell. So let's say they have another petty theft into Gideon's intervention. Then they do that. That doesn't win you the game here. Oh man, that was close. That was so close. They have one. No, because of the Gideon's intervention. That was so close.